Just a nice, straightforward, fast
Yeah,
seed.
I want the best Zelda player to win.
Nice. I mean, so looks like they're starting.
We are off. Good information from the uncle, or yeah. I guess not.
Yeah, and for those of you who aren't already aware of this, you haven't been seeing all the other matches going on, this is a standard tournament, so we start off with the usual opening sequence from the vanilla game. The one difference, though, is that our uncle is not guaranteed to give us a sword, so we'll find out in a moment exactly what weapon our runners will have to deal with in Escape. It didn't look like he was holding a sword at the beginning, so it's not going to be that. I'm kind of hoping for a bow. That's what I was thinking before this. I don't know how you feel about that.
Does he hold the sword if he has one?
Yeah. When he walks out of the house, fire rod. Okay.
Fire rod. That's some interesting early routing.
That's fun. Yeah, in the opening, if you're gonna get a sword, he is holding a sword as he leaves the house.
Oh, I've never seen that. And the silver arrows on.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
All right.
Nice. It's on.
So unless by some miracle there's no bow required, we will not see Silverless Ganon.
Yeah, it would be impossible for there to be no bow required. So, no matter what. But also finding those silvers, in my experience, means we're not going to see the bow for a while.
Even if the both Pod and Eastern were pendants, and the ice armor wasn't hiding the big key, you still need a bow?
Yep, for going up Ganon's tower. The
mimics.
The mimics.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it could be in Ganon's tower. There could be a search for that when we get there. That definitely has happened. So both runners are making their way through Escape to save Zelda. I think I'm interested in the. I don't think I've seen someone get Fire Rod for Escape yet personally, but it's an interesting. You kind of have to.
It's had happened to me 2 or 3 times now. It's not too difficult. If you don't miss, you're gonna be fine.
Right, because you're conserving magic, but I feel like it wouldn't be as intense as, say, how hard it is on Blue Cane to conserve magic going through Escape.
You need to not, or Ice Run. You need to not get crazy with the rats at the end. That's really the problem.
Right.
Just kind of be patient, let them stop.
At least that ball and chain guard goes down in 1 hit, though. That's nice. Oh, and myrnae grabs a full magic refill off of the green guard. That is a nice drop.
Yes, it is. That means myrnae can probably fish for more bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Much more easily. No other weapon so far.
Yeah. That is, of course, the other concern when you have a magic-using item through Escape. You don't necessarily want to be firing off shots at every enemy, but you do preferably want to find some bombs to get the last 3 items and not have to worry about coming back later.
And considering we've seen the map already, there's definitely going to be some stuff in those chests. None of them will just contain the map. Let's make our way through the Escape. SDiezal has a small lead, but again, it's largely meaningless at this point.
Yeah, there's definitely still a lot of room for things to happen. And of course, there's always that magic meter to watch out for.
Yeah, I'm surprised myrnae's not killing a couple more of the guards. A little bit easier to hit than trying to hit snakes.
Oh, nothing off that route, unfortunately.
Oh, there. 10 bombs sitting in the dark room chest, so no problems with bombs there.
That is an item you want to see. That's great.
That means SDiezal actually caught a big break because he was not able to stop and fish for bombs.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had much room to farm.
That takes care of your bombs for the early going. You really don't have to check too much for them.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. All that early routing taken care of.
The shovel. Inventory.
Okay.
Well, that's not bad early on because you can route that right off the Kakariko.
Yep. So we see SDiezal making out of escape just under 6 minutes. Very nice escape time. And myrnae's not.
Don't have to fish for bombs.
Yep, very helpful. And myrnae not too far behind that.
About 6 minutes and 20 seconds. That's about. It seems like between 6 and 6.5 is how everyone goes. Oh, we got 2 pendants in the light world and a major crystal on Desert Palace. The green pendant being in Eastern, so that's just vanilla. This might be a bit of a longer seed then, because there's only going to be 1 Dark World pendant.
Yeah. More Dark World crystals to do.
All right.
Both runners doing the run up to check the Lumberjack Cave.
Yeah, there's pretty much, in Standard, there's pretty much 1 route early on, because there's no way to start at your house and run the south route that people like to do in open. And in that cave...
Yeah, I just missed what it was when SDiezal checked it, but... Oh, just a red rupee.
It is a red rupee. So there's a trick with the Lumberjack Cave. You look at the bottom pixels of it. If it makes a square, it is a required item. If it does not, it is not.
We get nothing out of the woods either, but we're about to head into the nice high-density item locations.
myrnae getting a piece of heart early on. I don't necessarily dislike that. It's always nice to get a refill in a later dungeon. They both have 100 rupees, so they'll be able to get the bottle vendor.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I found these days that you do come by quite a few hearts. I haven't seen too many seeds where runners are struggling for health, but you never know when it's going to happen. This could be the one, so you want to get everything you can early on.
Alright, SDiezal checking Blind's Hut, getting the paper plate. The magic powder, always a nice safety item. And some more rupees, but not much else right now. And just the bottle upgrade. So, of note, we have some custom sprites here. SDiezal doing the incredibly popular Moogle. I think I've seen that more than I've seen any other sprite. And myrnae doing the almost naked Blink.
Nature Link. Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the Moogle sprite that got the most donations for the AGDQ run this year.
And then early Moon Pearl in the
followed up by Dark Link. Nice. It's a good sign. We still need more before we can confidently, say that we're happy with. There's a set of items we need for that Moon Pearl to be a good thing.
2 shields early on too. File vendor selling a heart. Oh, if you ever see yellow arrows or yellow bombs, those are bomb capacity or arrow capacity upgrades. Diesel with a nice bird toss.
Also, welcome to our friends who are just watching a race on A Link to the Past Randomizer 2. Now over on A Link to the Past Randomizer 1. Welcome to another Link to the Past Randomizer race. We're just started. We just got started. We're only 10 minutes in. Thank you guys for joining us.
Alright, and the borders is just the heart container, so we don't need to go back. Then check the race, and then we're going to probably go down and turn in that shovel fetch quest. Ooh, no! Don't take a quit!
But we're going to stop and grab that first. Yeah, Diesel was very close to saving and quitting, which I totally understand because so used to seeing nothing there the majority of the time. It can be very easy to just muscle memory into save and quitting.
Right. And good point brought up in the chat. Should not save and quit with the shovel, and Diesel remembers that. That
is true, yeah.
The Silver Gloves, we are a hammer away from Western Dark World access, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Just in 20 rupees. We're ready to take a good look at Southern Hyrule now. Alright, Diesel's gonna head into the dam first.
Got 2 items here that could potentially be that hammer that they're hoping to see. 300 rupees though, not unwelcome.
No, big money, no whammies, especially since with the Moon Pearl, you may want to fake flipper up towards that area anyway to get your waterfall items. So if you have 500 rupees, you're very much going to want to do that.
Exactly, and especially with Zora being in logic.
Yep. All you need is the gloves. And some more bombs. And myrnae gonna head over to Agnes Cave, an interesting gamble here. Let's see how this pays off. This is often an item that's routed very late in runs, unless you are actively heading over to Desert Palace or something.
Yeah. Or just stuck with nothing else to check.
A note for Diesel, this is not the easiest setup to kill these moldworms. Gets a 2 bomb there. And there's some bomb
2 bombs in return.
The boots are in the Agnes Cave.
Myrnae gets the boots.
What?
What?
Gold gloves in Moldworm Cave.
That is actually wild.
And Diesel's not going to continue. He's not going to try to fake flipper with gold gloves and Pearl. He may be heading straight to Dark World.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's just going to take him away from those boots, and that could make all the difference for Myrnae in this race. Very interested to see how that ends up paying off.
Diesel also skipping the Ice Rod Cave. That is one I don't like to skip because the odds of that having an item are actually quite high.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few people leave it at least until they have Flute, And then they might along that route might include doing the fake flippering and stuff like that. So even just waiting until they have the 500 rupees to do it all at once. But it's definitely not one you want to leave too long. We have another map check here. Crystal 5 up at Skull Woods and our blue pendant at Ice Palace.
This may be something where you need to get them out of the pyramid, because those are two not hard locations to get. You can go get Crystal 5 right now. Well, no, you can't. You need a sword.
Need a sword, yeah.
Have some vines that are rather persistent. You can kill blind, though this is probably not the way you want to do it.
Do we have a weapon that could hurt blind? I don't think we have one right now.
The bombs or the fire rod, no?
I don't think either of them can actually hurt blind.
Oh, you're right. I think you might be right.
I mean, maybe the bombs, but I could understand why I wouldn't know about that necessarily, because who would even try that? That would be awful. But as far as I know, they wouldn't work.
No. I actually just checked with my tracker my personal tracker. That's definitely kept the boss red.
Yeah.
I've done like 70 seasons of this. I've never gotten in with this little.
And Diesel's heading into Thieves Town. Gonna at least check for some items here. While myrnae takes the route up to Ice Rod Cave. It'd be interesting to see if this pays off and if she'll head down and also decide to fake flipper. I mean, this route is a lot more appealing when you have those boots, so it's definitely it's understandable why there would be a difference between them. Sorry?
Myrnae's gotta be real careful with these crabs.
Yes.
One hit and you're dead at this point. Those crabs are the most frightening enemy in the overworld of the light world. Just some bombs and no fake flippers.
I think myrnae was debating a bit there which way she wanted to go. Heading into the Dark World is definitely appealing when you find Moon Pearl and Titan's Mids like that, but I can also see there's definitely merit to also following some of the standard starting routes. I think she forgot she didn't have flippers for a second there.
Yep. That might have been an island check.
Oh, that would make sense, yeah.
Yep. In the back of Sarashlo's hut, some money, and the bow!
Oh. Just right outside the dungeon that you would normally get it in.
And they're hitting the Sanctuary. Diesel, right, out of chests you can check. So he will leave Thieves Town.
That's an interesting spot, too, because I've definitely seen a lot of people opt for, heading into the Dark World, and then once they have that mirror, they head to that area, then they mirror into Sahasrarla's, but that's if you were heading to Pod, which might not happen if you get a lot of other items that lead you in different directions. It might take you a while to head in that direction.
That was a fantastic good thought by myrnae. Having the boots and the gold gloves early, checking King's Tomb, didn't pay off this time. Oh, just a piece of heart. Diesel is walking past a bunch of the chests in Skull Woods.
Yeah, I've definitely seen this before a bit. You kind of, since you already have the fire rod, you can head to the back, check that one chest in the back, or even if you have the sword, kill Mothula as well. Check this chest too, and that way you could end up with the big key in the back somewhere, or at the very least enough keys that you don't necessarily have to take the usual route. But I think it's most beneficial if you do have the fire rod, so you can at least, there's an additional chest back here you can check right away. Although it's definitely most appealing if you could also go in and fight Mothula, which we do not have the items for right now.
What sort of way? Myrnae also heading into Skull Woods. Oh, Diesel is a hit away from dead, and it takes that hit. That is a rough place to die.
Yeah, Myrnae is showing us here the usual Skull Woods routing that we generally see.
It pays
Getting
off
the book for it.
That'll grant Desert Palace access. And Myrnae can clear Desert Palace right now.
Yeah, that makes it completable, yeah.
You can even do the quick kill on Lemos.
Yep. In fact, that's the only option you would have.
Oh, Myrnae taking a death outside.
Oh, that's never a good situation.
Right on back to the light world.
I didn't see how much of Skull she cleared, but at this point, it might even be.
It was the entire front section.
Okay.
Outside the chest.
Did we only have the one item drop?
Only the one item drop.
Okay. It still might be tempting to just head back here and do something else, but it's definitely a tough call, that one lingering item.
I would definitely leave it, considering that this is a crystal, you gotta do it later.
Yeah.
You got all desert to complete.
All right, Myrnae has the bow with silvers. That would also be...
Yep.
Yeah. I was thinking of fire rod for some reason, but...
So, Diesel got this back chest and then doubled back.
Yeah, maybe hoping to not have to find two items and not have to open the dungeon yet and walk all the way back here. But this must mean that he's still only found the one. Oh.
The big key.
The big key was in the back. Okay.
Diesel gonna opt to death warp.
Mm-hmm.
And back to the big key chest.
So we could still have our remaining item in the big key chest. That makes sense. Or, of course, on Mothula, which neither runner is hoping to see right now, I imagine. After taking the time here. Yep, for those asking, it's pretty plausible for hammer to be in paw. There are a lot of potential item locations in there, and the hammer doesn't actually block anything except for getting to and killing the boss. So there's
and the lamp in the big chest.
Nice.
That starts to make the flute on Pedestal look much more possible.
I mean, I know that both these runners have more than enough practice on their dark rooms, but that is still, it's definitely nice to have, especially in a convenient location like this. Not too far out of the way.
Still allowing the hammer or the flippers so they can get to Eastern Dark Worlds?
Yes.
I think Diesel's going to do some of the world tour. In case you're just joining us, I am Ridley Dragon.
Oh. Yes, and I am iBasley.
We're now taking a Death Warp after getting the lamp. And Diesel's going to head down to the dig game first. Cannot do a dig game while dragging something behind you, like the frog or chest.
Mm-hmm.
A little concerning there's no hammer yet. It's always not good. That's probably the most important progression item, I would say.
Yeah, hammer is definitely significant. It blocks, from my understanding, it blocks more things than any other item in the game does, but also in the exact situation that these runners are in.
Outside of perhaps Moon Pearl.
No hammer, no flippers could mean having to go do Ganon, despite already being in the Dark World, which is just like an extra salt in the wound.
Quick shot is important as well. Quick shot is always required to beat the game, as the last thing you have to do is clear a hook shot get.
Unless you're one of the few people who can hover, which I am not.
Diesel taking the frog south. No mirror, so that makes sense. The frog's gonna walk around for a bit. Let me get a hype cave check. Diesel getting a bottle, so Diesel does have an item back on Kakariko, the sick kid. The hook shot in the hype cave.
Very nice.
And a sword.
And our first sword. That's a decent hype cave.
That is an actual, somewhat hype cave. That's a new bunny sprite I've never seen. That's the remainder of his clothes.
Yep. There was a long debate about how that had to be drawn. I'm not even kidding.
I can imagine. Alright, turning in the blacksmith. Boring old bombs.
Womp womp. Still, he's picked up that hookshot and sword, which is great. And I imagine myrnae will take a similar route right now. Although she's opting to drop the blacksmith off first, possibly to then pick up the purple chest before doing the South Dark World run.
It's possible. Though with no mirror, that's not an advantage.
Yeah.
SDiezal correctly with the hookshot heading on up to Death Mountain. He can go get every item in Light Death Mountain. And
yeah, a lot of items up there.
And almost every item in Dark Death Mountain.
Yes, that as well, actually.
Can't get the floating island and cannot get the Mimic Cave, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna head on up to see what's on Spectacle Rock and in Spectacle Rock. Just a big 20 on Spectacle Rock. And a heart piece inside, so he can jump right on down and head on east. Of note, warping is one way right now, so you're going to want to get every Light World item before you go into the Dark World.
Yes. Which includes the dreaded long walk through Spiral Cave.
Yeah, the slow Spiral Cave. Another red potion.
Mm-hmm.
Nice safety items. Not bad when the seat is being rather stingy with swords and mails.
And health.
And health. This isn't terrible for early on, but
it's not too bad
either.
Yeah.
Well, there's some health. There's some health too.
Yep. A little bit more. A little bit more.
Another piece of heart.
Not the hammer that I imagine SDiezal wants to see right now.
Alright, gonna attempt this bomb jump. Not a terribly hard bomb jump, but also not a freebie. And SDiezal's gonna jump down onto Spiral Cave. He's gonna do the slow walk. Just the heart container on the floating island, so no need to go back there.
Just bombs after taking that long trip.
Pouring all bombs. Hey, you never know. We're gonna take the chest with him to South Hype Cave, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna climb up the Super Bunny Cave into the Hookshot Cave.
So quite a few potential items here, and I really like what myrnae is doing here as well, just because it's just another thing checked. And after this, you would likely be expecting to save and quit unless you find some specific items. So
Specifically the mirror.
yeah.
And the hookshot master sword in the Super Bunny Cave. Swords start to pile up here in Link to the Past Randomizer. And Diesel going to check out what pendant is required on Turtle Rock, which is the required dungeon. It is Quake. That is vanilla.
Oh, just missed that. Okay, Quake. Okay.
Let's see what Gary has for us today. Oh, and the cape, blue mail, and a bottle of B.
Hookshot Cave is safety cave today. And a heart container for taking the purple chest. Myrnae's going to head over into desert.
That's a good play. I believe Diesel's going to go grab the chest and do the same. Unless he wants to go finish up, no. I'm not quite sure what the... Oh, Diesel's not checked the sick kid yet. Briefly forgot where it was. Okay, 100 rupees. There's a small key on the torch. Even when Diesel goes down there, I imagine he will check Agina's cave first.
Yeah, most likely.
Big key in the conference room.
Looks like Diesel's heading up to finish Skull.
Okay. I don't know if that's the best play on Earth.
Yeah, I know. Once you found the items out of there, people do generally wait, but I do also see, with it being a red crystal, the value of getting that and then also heading to desert. But I mean, at this point, it would still be something I think you might want to wait on.
What if you get the mirror in desert and then you can do a pedestal check?
Yeah.
And a sword!
Another sword.
Alright, so you know where 3 of the swords are. So talking about pedestal items here, the hammer cannot be on the pedestal as Ice Palace requires that.
Yeah.
The ice rod sure can be, so can the flute, or anything leading to any of these. So can a required pendant, medallion, I should say. Cane of Samaria, there are a lot of items in play for the pedestal. Having 2 of your pendants on Light World dungeons will do that.
Diesel did very well on Mothula there. I
no problem.
hardly saw that fight. It happened so fast.
absolutely no problemo. Myrnae gonna probably also have no problemo against Lambos. Somewhat of a late first dungeon clear, no? 40 minutes in?
That is, yeah, that's pretty late. And I mean, there wasn't that much access to them. The decisions they were making instead made a lot of sense. So it's very interesting to see that. I feel like we've seen a lot of seeds where the sensible option has been to clear a dungeon pretty early. So it's interesting to see this.
Myrnae is not confident in the her bow ability as she's using the fire rod. Silver arrows would one-shot these. Still a long way to go before anyone needs to pull a pedestal. Just a piece of heart. And nothing going on top of the Cape Cave. The Magic Cape Cave, yeah.
Yeah, just +5 bombs. This is an interesting situation. So we have
These are gonna go finish up Thieves Town with swords now.
Yeah, I feel like Thieves makes the most sense. It occurs to me that even with both red crystals, the pyramid cave isn't open.
You can't get there without the hammer.
Yeah. Unless you have to go through Ganon. Which is never a situation we want.
There's still some distance to go there, too. Myrnae gonna head up to Death Mountain. Diesel has a slight lead right now, but still really anybody's race. Diesel going down, getting blind. Gonna run right on back up.
And it looks like he's got no small keys, so the small key is sitting in that big chest. No need for a hammer to full clear here.
Diesel, using the sword beam to take care of phase 1. Reroll sword in phase 2. This can turn on you quick.
Yeah.
But Diesel handles it nicely.
And what does Blind have? A heart container.
A heart container.
So I'm wondering right now, I mean, we've got Zora sitting out there with an item. And then we obviously have the sequence breaking to Hobo and Waterfall Cave that could somehow help, but I don't know.
We have the entirety of Eastern Palace with the green pendants as well.
Oh, that's true. Neither of them even went in there, right? I'm so used to that having already happened by now.
Diesel going to clean up Desert Palace. So while they're tracing to their steps, I will remind everybody, please do follow both of these runners. It'll be SDiezal and myrnae, exactly as it's spelled on your screen. Also, please feel free to follow our tracker, the Iceman. Iceman F1 is our restreamer. We're give him some props as well. And Carissa is our tracker, and thank you very much. We're gonna have some extended time of step retracing.
Yeah, quite a bit here. We'll see what myrnae decides to do after this, because, you know, she is also aware that there aren't really any more items sitting out in Skull, and that did take SDiezal a bit of time, so if she decides to go somewhere else, she might find an item that's going to help her progress sooner.
We're going to have a little bit of trouble with that glitch. By the way, in case you are not aware, in the Japanese 1.0, which is what these ROMs are based on, when you are pushing a block, you can use an item over it as it's moving. If you're pushing a block with the mirror, it will, and is in a spot where the mirror not otherwise work, it'll make the block disappear.
Oh, both runners picking up their tempered sword at the same time from different locations. Oh, wow.
You know what? He's gonna route it in with Misery Mire. I don't dislike it.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the items, but when you're already there, it's a tough call.
It's a heck of a gamble too, because Lambo had an item.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
We know it's nothing, but he doesn't.
Yes.
Oh, and it's also the right crystal. Yeah, it's a little strange.
Maybe he's realized that and is heading back now.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he just realized he made a boo-boo.
Oh, he also... Oh, no, sorry. It was boots locked and he hasn't picked up the boots from Agnes. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's just a little weird. I didn't go into Akina first.
Yeah. He's going to be very happy about coming here and finding those boots and being able to head back into desert. Or save and quit out. Fair. I'm going to check some other locations first.
Alright, so myrnae gonna be heading on, I would presume, to Eastern at this point. Or maybe he's gonna clean up the Dark World dungeons.
Yeah, it seems like Dark World is where she's headed.
She could go either way.
We unfortunately know that's not necessarily leading anywhere, but it is still crystals collected, so it is significant.
It'll be 2 red crystals collected, but again, no way to drop that ball off quite yet.
Let's say myrnae's also doing her sick kid check, as we saw SDiezal do here earlier.
Can you save and quit while dragging the big bomb?
You know, I think that was changed. I don't remember.
If that's the case, you can easily go, there could be a hammer and a flippers in the ferry.
Yeah, I think you can save and quit for that situation of if you don't have the mirror and the only way to get there is the portal from Hyro Castle. That's definitely something that can happen.
We're gonna close off Skull Woods. Diesel, meantime, heading back to the back of Desert Palace. And this is interesting because both of these runners at this point, I would imagine they feel like they're behind.
Yeah, on a seed like this, you have to be feeling like you almost would have to feel like you checked the wrong thing, not realizing that the things that your opponent has been checking have also been leading to nothing. You know, aside from those crystal grabs. So that's why we're seeing this the steps being retraced.
This might be a lot of dungeons in Go mode the way the seed is going. Just very, very, very stingy, this seed.
Yeah. Myrnae's doing what she can to save magic in that torch room. Saving up for Mothula. And we've got Diesel doing the fire rod strats on Lanmo very nicely.
Very nicely done. Yeah, just to be his heart on Lanmo. Like, as we've seen already, you're gonna get cleaned up Mothula. I imagine Diesel's heading to the Eastern Palace now.
Yeah, it would have to be that. I think Diesel's ice.
Myrnae having to burn a red potion on Mothula. Mothula not being polite. Letting a bee out. That causes some lag. Diesel yet to check Bonk Rocks, or any of the boot stuff, so I imagine you check those and then head on east. And that's always a little neat little glitch in King's Tomb. If you have a sword, you can just kind of run next to it and it'll push.
It looks like Myrnae is heading down to Fake Flipper and also route in Zora.
That is correct.
Interesting that she didn't decide to also go through Thieves Town while in the Dark World there, but she might be a bit more focused right now on having those red crystals for when she finally gets some sort of Dark World access.
Diesel, meanwhile, going back to the Dark World. And I don't... Oh, maybe he hasn't grabbed the chest yet, so he's gonna go grab his chest. Okay. We're gonna go check out the hobo. This is Fake Flippers. Oh, we're just having a big 20. It's harder than it looks to get that right. I still haven't been able to figure out what the exact spot is to Fake Flippers out of there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of it's a bit awkward because it's sort of an invisible little block that you can kind of start to see once you've done it a few times how it relates to the actual drawing of the ledge, but it's definitely tricky to do. because you're essentially just trying to find a spot that doesn't have any visual marker.
You're taking this nice and slow.
Yeah, don't want to get hit right now while you're fake flippering. A hit will instantly kill you.
Yes, in the normal aim percent, a fake flipper a hit will soft lock you.
Yes.
They have solved that problem in the modification of this ROM, where it just instantly kills you, no fairy, no matter. Diesel getting his bow, and in the Waterfall Fairy, nothing. Diesel thinking about what to do. He should probably head into Eastern, and he realizes that.
Just the Red Rupee up on the Zora ledge.
Yep, no problem there.
And we'll see if Zora has anything good for us today.
Now this is in logic.
Just an arrow upgrade.
Just an arrow upgrade. So something's either going to be in Eastern or we're going to get an AGA 1 right now.
And I've definitely seen some runners in a situation like this actually make that AGA 1 call or kind of gamble it, especially again if they're feeling behind. It looks like myrnae is also going to head over to Eastern, which is definitely I think a good idea. There's a good chance of there being something available.
There's too many chests and there's too many it's also a green pendant. And it's in the perfect spot for the green pendant too. Myrnae briefly forgot that she had gotten the items out of Salad Shooter. And Myrnae getting some good spin dashes in. So far, not so much in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be paying off, but there is green. Could have something significant.
Nice damage boost from SDiezal. And the mirror!
Oh, nice.
It helps a bit. It'll get you to Sahara.
Yeah, we get a few things open.
And you get a couple of mirror item spots like South of Grove and the Graveyard Cliff.
Yeah, still gonna need a flute and flippers before... Oh, and red cane before we can start getting crystals out of that.
I would say Diesel's still winning here. That dungeon ahead.
Maybe
they're running the same way, and Diesel has more items checked.
I think Myrnae is actually ahead in items checked at this point. Diesel still hasn't done any of Zora, Fake Flipper,
Oh,
Ice Rod
you're right.
Cave.
But those
But
ones
it's
empty. So if
oh, true. They were empty, yes, but you know, it could be something. The way the seed has been going, that could easily be something that you go and check because you can't find anything else.
there's some bombs. So at this point, you need to go back to Dark World and go check those 2 or 3 items. What do you think about the Hera? You think about the Hera and the Ether Tablet? And myrnae had trouble with the damage, but he's gonna have to do this vanilla.
Yeah, and this is a tough situation because you're not coming up here, you're not coming up to Hera for a lot of items, unfortunately.
No, but at this point, you don't want to.
But the other option is Aga, so
pretty much. Or you have some mirror spots to check as well. myrnae is not doing a green pendant check. That is a good move. Diesel did check it. It was just some bombs. It's a good move as long as Pedestal's not in play. Yeah, no, those anti-fairies are special. You cannot powder them.
yeah.
As theoretically, that you can get the powder in the vanilla game before you enter Eastern. But they don't want you breaking that puzzle. So myrnae gambling that Pedestal is not needed. Diesel is kind of gambling that it might be. Bombos.
Yeah. Bombos. So that's one of 2 items out of Hera. While myrnae goes to check the graveyard ledge, one of the 2 sort of mirror ledge spots.
Diesel gonna wrap up the big Mulborn.
And just 50 rupees for the ledge.
Diesel takes care of Mulborn. Oh, well, that's not what you want to see on him.
Definitely not. Small key, I mean, you're gonna have to head into the basement to find the last item.
Diesel opting to actually do the tile room instead of taking a nap. Nope, he's gonna take a nap. So, in case you don't know, you are invincible when you're standing on top of those moving blocks. And you know what? Diesel might be on the right track because the mirror spots are turning up empty for myrnae. Diesel moves off a little early, but it's okay.
Yeah, there isn't really much left. I mean, what
Diesel will check Zora.
haven't we seen?
This chest right here. Glove and the mushroom. So here we go.
Could Mushroom have our hammer? I mean, it's just this is a seed. This is a seed. All right. This might be one of the most It's the stingiest seeds I've seen in a while.
Bombos has flippers that will wipe out Aganim.
Never mind. Myrnae finds the flippers. Dang.
And I believe that will unlock Swamp House.
I still need hammer.
Oh, so the hammer. That's correct. You can walk in, and you can get those first couple chests.
Yeah.
That's not great.
And it is possible for that first chest to have the hammer, which, I mean, in this seed, I wouldn't even be surprised anymore. Nothing is going to surprise me about this seed anymore.
And Myriad the Flippers is going to go up to Hera as well. Why not do pod at this point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Five chests in a required dungeon. Oh, you know what? Yeah. All right. So maybe Myrnae's going for the hammer before you get into pod.
Yeah, maybe even just seeing, like, trying to see...
Ether tablet.
Yeah, ether tablet. Although, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see her clear right down to that mushroom.
I have seen the hammer be in that first chest in Swamp Palace. It is not particularly pleasant when it is.
It is definitely not.
The kind of chest location that makes you drop a ton of bombs on the chest. Diesel gets the flippers. At this point, I would expect he is going to go, unless he wants to dip into Swamp Palace because he's here, you can head on over the pod. Ooh, he's going to dip in.
Oh, interesting.
It really doesn't take very much time to check this chest.
Yeah, it's just the first one. I mean, I think you could argue that it's a bit of an unnecessary time sink, but I mean, you're right here.
You happen to be routed over here. It's pretty rare you happen to be routed over here. The flippers
exactly.
Basically the flippers would have to be on Bombo's sword.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And, you know, if it is that situation where the hammer is there, then
keep going.
It makes sense to do this before you head over to pod.
If this chest has hammer, Diesel will have a very big lead.
Yeah.
Probably a near insurmountable one. Just a big key,
yeah.
So we continue. Diesel is gonna head on over to Eastern Palace, I believe. Could he be heading to Swamp? The Ice Palace, you should say?
Not without that hammer. Maybe Diesel hasn't routed any of this yet, so
I forget what was on the island.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything, but Diesel hasn't seen it yet. Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna head to the Zora area.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Myrnae getting bumped off. I'm calling Trolldorm for nothing. Whoa, almost got center pocket. Oh boy.
Always frustrating when Moldorm heads over to the left like that.
Here they're getting the red pendant.
Oh, Diesel's hopping into ice.
Playing for Ice Palace.
Interesting.
He thinks this is a pedestal seed. I think he thinks he's behind, and he's trying to make up ground by guessing right in the pedestal.
Yeah.
Boy, got a long way to go before that's true, though.
And he still needs to find that hammer, but I mean, it can be here. It's entirely possible.
Absolutely.
I think he's really betting on that hammer being in a trolley location.
So what could still be on the pedestal? Quake could still be on the pedestal. The Ice Rock could still be on the pedestal. Cancer Mary could still be on the pedestal, and the Flute could still be on the pedestal. It's still quite a lot of items.
Yeah, with these pendant dungeons, it's a surprisingly good chance of a pedestal seed. Nice bomb jump there from SDiezal. And I wonder if... I think myrnae's now going to head into the Dark World and over in the direction of Pod.
Myrnae's actually going to finish up Thieves' Town, I imagine. Being asked questions, the hammer cannot possibly be in the big chest of Thieves' Town, as it is behind hammer picks. Nothing going on in Ice Palace, unfortunately. Alright, SDiezal gonna head on now fully to Zora and Ice Rock Cave. If you're just joining us, shovel was checked. It was a non-important item. As they once again retrace each other's steps.
And yeah, shovel was early. We found shovel in escape in the last 3 chests.
Diesel going to be unhappy with his choice here. So something's gotta be in pod at this point, or cat.
Yeah, I mean, with the item density over there that was blocked by the flippers, I think that would have been the call before these. I do understand waiting, wanting to go to pod with the hammer.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
a lot of items in pod that aren't blocked by the hammer.
I don't mind checking Zora first. I kinda don't know about checking Ice Palace.
Yeah.
Alright, and myrnae making short work of Blind, taking care of the Thieves' Town Crystal. Oh, you know what's... Oh, no, if you can... Can you swim with the bomb?
You know, I saw someone asking about that, and I don't recall.
In.
I don't... Yeah, the ledge. Yeah.
You can't jump in with a bomb. You can jump in with a chest. It'll just start going off.
The nice thing about this situation is myrnae
can turn in the mushroom.
I would have almost liked to see SDiezal make this play.
Ooh, we're gonna see a pedestal check. It is the ice rod.
Oh wow!
That is a necessary item.
That is a required item.
That gives SDiezal a small lead.
Oh, and myrnae gets the flute.
And the flute on them.
Still need to find that hammer. Yeah, I almost would have liked to have seen SDiezal sort of take the route myrnae is taking and include Waterfall Cave and Zora in it. I think that would have been the ideal having to take.
Too. Well, myrnae has already checked
that
Zora.
Pedestal, though. Yeah, exactly. But that pedestal, though.
Oh boy. Okay, so SDiezal just needs to complete Ice Palace, which is also going to require the hammer, ace, and the golden sword off of Catfish. Hammer almost has to be in pot at this point.
Yeah, it's either pot or sitting right there on that pyramid.
Yep.
But yeah, the unfortunate situation for myrnae right now is that likely she's going to be finding the item she needs. Ice Rod is a tough one to be seen on that pedestal because
you can go all the way up to Trinex.
You could look everywhere else for that.
This is one of the worst seeds I've ever seen.
I know, it's brutal.
This is one of the most brutal seeds I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of seeds too. This is what I get for asking for a fast seed. And nothing doing. You definitely cannot swim with the bomb because you can't get into the water with it.
Yeah, I think what chat was discussing was there is a glitch that can get you into the water with it, but I mean, it's obvious that would never be required, obviously.
That ain't logic, yeah. And SDiezal's about to get the fourth sword. Mire shed check, not a bad choice. You know what? It's totally possible it's in those mire areas too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Diesel's just gonna go straight on the pod. It's a very bad feeling when you go into pod without the hammer and find the hammer later.
Yeah.
Because that's one heck of a walk back. Oh, Diesel having a small save and quit issue. And lo and behold, Nathan Begora, there is the hammer.
Yes. Yeah.
Still need Quake for both dungeons, and we don't have it. Not going on the checkerboard cave. Still need the Cane of Somaria as well for go mode.
Yeah, there's still quite a few things. It's a tough situation. Like we were saying, this seed is a rough one. I'm actually pretty shocked. It looks like myrnae is going to check the pedestal, though. Just getting that book ready.
Diesel is going to go get the hammer, the hammer dash tutorial and the magic powder. Spot the mad batter. No, Diesel doesn't have a hammer yet, so he's not doing the hammer pegs. Myrnae, that's a big move for Myrnae.
Yeah, that's huge.
Huge play.
Because that would have been a killer for sure. With
now Myrnae is going to head to pod and can very simply mirror out and back into Eastern Palace, saving a ton of time.
Exactly.
Already lost some by not completing Eastern Palace, made that gamble not pay. However, not going to compound the mistake.
And no, she has to do ice as well.
Yeah, but Diesel has to finish ice as well.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing all bosses fall today. Diesel getting his hammer and the bug net. Since you're joining us from a Link to the Past Randomizer 4, that concluded the race. This is a pedestal, ladies and gentlemen. The ice rod is on the pedestal, and both runners know it.
Welcome. Welcome. And even that aside, it has been a doozy of a seed.
This has been an incredibly stingy, slow seed. We're an hour and 24 in, and we have all of 2 crystals for both of our runners. 3 crystals.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the faster crystals for the most part. In case you're unaware, this is a Swiss bracket. You need to be 5 and 2 to guarantee yourself an advancement to our bracket of 128. if you do not, so a loss here will pretty much put you on death's door in this 0-1 match.
Ice Rod is an interesting item to have on the pedestal because not knowing that could have been a very dangerous situation for myrnae, but now both runners knowing that actually puts you in some interesting positions to see if you can find all of your other items and then perhaps just go mode Ice Palace if there's no other required items in there. You can set up some really nice routing with that knowledge.
Yep. These are going to need to complete Swamp Palace. Also not a bad play. Considering Diesel has already done Eastern. Big chest density, still looking for the Quake Medallion and the KSM area. Which are loose in the world somewhere. Big key for myrnae. And for Diesel, this pretty good. Oh, just a single rupee, unfortunately. And are we gonna see Hammer Up? No. Hammer Up not as important in normal randomizer. In Key Sanity, it is probably the most important trick of the game outside of the Ice Palace Bomb Junk.
Yeah, pretty significant.
It saves a key in a dungeon that requires a lot of them.
Just a piece of heart out of the big chest here.
Just a small key there. And Diesel going to opt to complete left side, still looking for items. And nothing going on for either runner right now.
Yeah, and these are both high density dungeons for item drops, but not really paying off.
No, and the Hera opened up a bunch of locations around the world. There's the payoff. Quake.
Hey, there's Quake. That's what we're looking for.
That will open up some of Mire.
Yeah.
And none of Turtle Rock.
None of Turtle Rock.
Still need the red cane for that. We're gonna get those automatic hearts. 20 rupees. I don't know if there's any items left for either of these guys. Kane might be in Mire, or it might be on the Hammer Dash tutorial.
I think there's one sitting on Helmasaur, it looks like. We've got all the dungeon items.
Yes.
I'm not sure about Swamp, though.
I do not know either. Remember, they gotta do all the dungeons, so they must have the Ice Rod. So it could also... I believe they cleared out Ice Palace, correct?
I'm not sure how far Diesel went into it. No.
So, interesting of note, if you have the Golden Sword, Spin Dashers do no more damage. The Golden Sword, swinging it does the maximum amount of sword damage. One that deals more damage than a Golden Sword is the Silver Arrow. These are going back in to clean up and finish off Ice Palace, as he will need to. Myrnae making short work of Helmasaur. Axel Higgs writes, I was only halfway paying attention and thought you said that they checked Burger Cave. So I'm saying we call Bumper Cave Burger Cave going forward.
Myrnae's making that nice mirror from Pod into Eastern.
These will be, meantime, heading down through Ice Palace.
Yeah, and I really don't recall earlier how many items were found already. Don't know if there's anything else in here or if we're just clearing it to get that pendant. So, even with needing that Ice Rod, Red Cane is significant right now. We've got a lot of really just overworld left to look through. A few dungeon, I guess, mire item locations.
Diesel heading right through the key door. He has not checked these items. His compass. Still looking for that cane. Just a heart container. Well, Diesel will make his way down now after checking this chest. There's the big key. Towards the big chest and towards Cold Stare. Yes, IP would be in logic with without the cane, as you don't need to. You're actually not supposed to have the cane before you complete Ice Palace. You're supposed to walk around this room about 14 times. This should be a relatively easy Cold Sword fight with the Gold Sword.
And myrnae is going to be tracing SDiezal's steps here through.
Really great
Swamp.
Cold Sword fight from SDiezal. Really
yeah,
well
that was
done.
excellent.
Alright, SDiezal can now collect his item from the pedestal. I think this pretty much confirms, unless they haven't checked hammer pegs yet, that the cane is going to be one of those two items in Misery Mire. Let's say that SDiezal has about a 1 dungeon league at this point, correct?
I mean, well, 2, technically.
That's correct.
We'll have to do swamp. Oh wait, no, but he hasn't done pod. Right.
Right. He's
Yeah.
He's going to do right now.
Yeah. I was thinking because of Eastern being done, but yeah. We actually saw both of these runners completing these dungeons at the same time, but the opposite. So now they've switched spots here.
We're gonna have another long sequence of them going over each other's spots.
From what we now know, I guess we're looking for Red Cane somewhere in the overworld, or in
Mire,
or right in Mire. Yeah, right in the first part of Mire. Which again, with the way this seed has been, required item in its vanilla dungeon, not surprising. Not surprising at all.
While they're going over each other's steps, I can talk about the schedule coming up for tomorrow. This is the last race being streamed tonight, Friday, April 20th. But tomorrow at 7 a.m. we have Walter 4 versus Newbie 404 on Speed Gaming. At 10 a.m. Lou Dolphin versus OPT Lawyer on this very channel with the Past Randomizer. Have races all day long. 12 p.m. Kermit versus Dragon Co. Adirondack Rick versus Silly Kyle 22 on this channel tomorrow as well, 6 p.m. And the police are coming to arrest the Seed. And I think the Seed deserves it. Who's joining us? Buff runners are aware that this is a pedestal Seed. Also tomorrow, Saturday, April 21st at 10 p.m. Match on Speed Gaming 2, Sigma versus Ridley Dragon?
Oh boy, that's exciting.
It's a 1-0 match.
Before I was arrested, I was going to say, I haven't already. Check out the Speed Gaming and Link's Past Randomizer channels. There's 9 channels in total, I think.
Oh, there are 4.
A lot of rando to watch.
It's actually 10. There's 4 and 6, I believe.
Oh, dang.
I believe there
are we up to
4.
6 Speed Gamings now?
Don't quote me on that. We're up to at least 5.
Oh, 8 Speed Gamings, apparently. So,
some of them are not totally in use.
Fair.
It's being held. Myrnae still has to hit the iced tea room too. Or was the iced tea room one of the was that mirror or something? Actually, don't remember.
Which room is that?
Iced tea in Ice Palace.
Okay, I haven't heard that name used before. So what room would that be?
The middle room, the hard room to get to.
Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha.
If you look at it, it looks like a sideways T.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spike Cave has not been checked either. There's another possibility for the cane. I can tell you that every commentator would love to be on Speed Gaming 8 just so we can call it the Ocho. $256 races for 7 weeks in a row in this 512-person Swiss tournament. If you wanted to, you could probably watch Link to the Past almost every hour of the day.
Yep, pretty much. Even if you just wanted to watch this tournament, you could watch it all day. Pretty much.
To break up in the middle of the night at some point times, but other than that.
Yeah.
All right, now I think we are the lonely race going on right now, for this tournament.
And I think Myrnae might be going to clear up. I mean, she's got to be doing some overworld checks.
I would think so. I would think we're gonna get the hammer pegs.
Which, based on everything we haven't found so far, I mean, this call could be able to go mode ice.
Very true. We haven't checked the big chest.
I think she's forgotten that it's actually not anything, unfortunately. It looks like the small key is in the big chest because that door is locked.
Yes, no keys. Myrnae's gonna be unhappy unless she looks up. It's gonna widen this lead for SDiezal. SDiezal gonna head on into Mire. That's a fine play. There is the Spike Cave.
Yeah. I can definitely see if if Kane is here, then that's that's obviously significant. And again, as we've been saying, this is a seed where no matter what, you're gonna feel like you're behind. Myrnae now discovering the lack of the key, taking a few angry swipes.
SDiezal changing his mind.
Oh, okay.
SDiezal's gonna pull his pedestal right now. Nope, no he's not.
And just +5 bombs from the hammer peg cave.
Yeah, I think SDiezal's gonna check the hammer pegs as well. And myrnae's gonna check the spike cave. Know why it's called the spike cave?
The cave full of spikes.
Yeah, why is that called the spike cave?
I mean, it's full of spikes.
Famed Hyrulean explorer Spike Jones discovered it actually. So.
Of course.
Spike's cave.
Right, got it. The interesting thing with this situation is that if Kane is here, Myrnae has the opportunity to go mode Ice Palace, which could help bridge the gap between the two of them right now. If it's not, then she's likely to go to Ice Palace and full clear it, thinking the Kane might be there before, she would head to Mire, which I think would be our only place left that could have Kane.
Yes. No.
And it's a piece of heart.
Myrna, some anger slashes.
Yep.
Myrnae, I should say. Oh, SDiezal almost made this a little interesting.
that was cutting it very close.
Does SDiezal not check bombas?
No, he definitely has. That was our flippers.
Right.
Oh, Pyramid Fairy, of course.
Oh, of course.
I forgot all about Pyramid Fairy at this point. Which is also an entire possibility, which again could have saved Myrnae full clearing ice.
We were talking about this at the very beginning of the seed.
I know.
When it started about 2 weeks ago.
It has been that long since that was, yeah. Wow.
Alright, and these 2 chests. He hadn't actually checked the pyramid yet.
Yeah.
It's just an arrow upgrade.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Where's Phantom Ryu or need him? Because that is the Kane. And that means that SDiezal is in go mode. I believe we can actually call it go mode now.
Yeah. I was debating that as well.
He's just gonna walk over and hit the A button in front of the pedestal.
Yeah, it's basically go mode.
I mean, it's go mode in the sense that if we say it's go mode when they're missing crystals.
Yeah, that's true. We know where they need to go to finish the game. There's nothing left for Diesel to search for, so definitely counts.
Some people call this no mode, but you just gotta stop and hit the button. You don't have to actually do any work. Alright. So the quest now is just for the big key here in Misery Mire. Very clutch heart refill.
Yeah, very nice timing on that. Now, will the seed finally be nice and give us the big key soon? Oh, it will. Is Diesel contemplating some hovering right now?
Is he gonna try to hover?
I mean, if you're gonna do it, that's the place to do it. But I wouldn't try that for too long.
Key. Yeah, the big key. Just take the 10 seconds. Try it once and then take the 30 seconds to walk around.
Exactly.
That's not an easy hover.
No, it's a very large gap.
Only person I've ever seen successfully hover is Andy. Or hover that gap at least. And Andy has been doing this since time immemorial. People mentioning TGH probably has. I believe it. I just haven't seen it myself.
It looks like Diesel's getting set up for the cape strats.
Yeah, with the gold sword, it's actually faster than doing the
yeah, very nice quick kill there.
The silvers. The 0 cycle kill all the eyeballs. And nicely done.
And now Diesel's gonna swing over and pick up that ice rod. We're gonna get the much desired pedestal pulling cinematic. This is what you always want, chat, and you've gotten it today.
And once that pedestal pulls, we're gonna talk about some chests in a tower.
Oh, we still have all of Turtle Rock, but yes.
We're not gonna talk about chests in a tower quite yet because we have all of Turtle Rock. You're absolutely right.
That is the interesting thing in a seed like this, though. I mean, the second we found that red cane in the chest, it was like we could see the end, but there's still a lot to do.
I just said we're going to talk about some keys after we pull the pedestal. I didn't say how long after.
Exactly. At some point after.
Hey, everybody, raise your hands to the sky. And the ice rod. We'll definitely hear the music when myrnae goes there.
Mm-hmm.
Music's always fun. So T-Rock in Go mode is a little bit interesting. There are certain risks you can take, like skipping that middle chest, skipping the big chest. You don't really know where the keys are. If you get the big key before the middle chest, it's pretty safe to do, but that big key chest is always an interesting one.
Yeah, it's kind of a dungeon that it doesn't necessarily feel like there's much of a go mode to speak of, because you're still essentially going through every room. But if you can see, you know, just keys and a big key right away, that's always a nice opening.
Green pendant bought from myrnae. I always kind of wonder about buying just the green potion. Did I say green? Oh, it's just for the refill at the second.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yep. Buy green, use green. I did not look at the magic meter. Diesel making his way through Turtle Rock. Blue mail in Turtle Rock, not always the most pleasant. It's expected, but it's still, there's a lot of very painful enemies and painful arrow keys. Not a lot of magic and not a lot of health either for Diesel.
Yeah, very, very close.
Diesel, one hit from these chain chops will mean a death, but I believe he has a fairy. And the big key, so he will be able to skip that middle chest. Go ahead and steal the key from that side room and keep going.
Diesel getting a nice health refill there. Oh, but heading out without the key.
No key. That's not gonna work out. There's no key doors you get to skip in this dungeon, unfortunately. Well, you can skip that one, but it usually means at least you're gonna have a key. Gets one key, you're gonna need one more.
Yeah, I would still say you would have wanted to steal that key away from from the enemy in that room, just so that you're not dealing with laser bridge at all if you do find enough keys. But I mean, it's still possible to find a key here.
It's also possible to not find any key there.
It's also possible to find the red mail.
Yeah. He might go through the entire laser bridge and not find a single key. That last key could be in that middle chest. But if he had stolen the key, he would be able to just hang a left here and skip this nightmare. Not there.
Oh!
Hey, he picks it up.
Very, very fortunate.
Hey, some gambles work out.
And Myrnae's heading up to grab the ice rod. We're about to get that beautiful, beautiful pedestal music.
Well,
after she drops some bombs.
Raise your hands up to the sky.
Adding some fireworks to the cinematic.
Do you know why this boss is called Trinex?
You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say no. But why?
He has 3 necks.
Dang it. Basically asked for that.
Half magic.
Half magic.
Real nice to have at the end of the game.
Maybe it would have been nice to have it earlier, but... Oh, and so it seems Myrnae has actually forgotten about Pyramid Fairy, much like we did. So
okay, so now we're going to talk about some chests in the basement of a tower. There are 22 big chests. This is not on Speed Gaming channel, so unfortunately we can't track this directly, but there are 22 big key chests. Please name a number between 1 and 22. Guess where that will be. I'll give a shout out to whoever guesses closest.
What is your guess?
I always guess number 1.
Oh, nice.
I always want to show up right away. And then hopefully they remember to grab the small key. Thank you, Cyclone. Cyclone in the chat's gonna keep an eye on this for us. Thank you.
So we've got our first 2 spots here.
What was your guess?
8.
8. My 1 is already out.
Yeah, we've got 1 and 2 checked now. Got a small key up on 3.
Bob was just killed. In case you didn't know, we call that torch Bob's torch. If you get the item off of that, it gets rid of a glitched-looking anti-fairy that we affectionately call Bob.
And we're now up to 7 locations checked. Number 8 coming up here. The room with the fire bars. There goes my number. Myrnae picking up the mirror shield.
Oh, Myrnae didn't do the pyramid fairy.
Yeah, it seems Myrnae has forgotten about it.
Yeah.
I think Diesel was following some NMG routing there, realizing that that leads you to skip
Yes.
the randomizer room, unfortunately.
Diesel has such a massive lead at this point, it's not gonna matter. But he sure doesn't feel like he has a massive lead, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, after everything this seed had to offer, you definitely got to feel like it's coming down to the wire. You're expecting your opponent might finish at any moment.
We're still hanging at 8, correct?
We've checked 9, so we've
9.
got random room with 10, 11, 12, and 13.
Yeah,
and 13, random room clear.
No luck. These are going to go clear out the ice armors, I believe.
Unfortunately, it looks like myrnae does realize that she has skipped the Pyramid Fairy, so she's heading there now.
Well, it's chest number 14, meanwhile, for Diesel. Bob's chest having just some bombs. That's actually vanilla, I believe. Oh, no.
And that now brings us to 17. We're headed right side.
Jeez. That is a new one on me. Bonks the block. And doesn't land.
Myrnae's got that cane heading back to Meyer. Did I just see Ether?
I just saw Ether, and we just saw Big Key as well.
And that was 21.
That is the 21st chest. I thought we were going to tile room for a second.
Almost. We were almost there.
Right King 21 literally answers 21, so that is Right King.
Nice.
Right King 27. His new name should be Right King 21. Myrnae now having Kane, heading into go mode. Misery Mire. Diesel climbing our tower. heading to the gauntlet. Always probably a dozen decent ways to do this. Nice magic refill. Very nicely done, Lamelas too. Diesel making really nice work of the Cancer area enemies. Those Wizrobes.
Yeah, Diesel's execution throughout here has been really good.
Diesel's execution through this whole race has been excellent. At this point, unless something incredibly catastrophic happens, Diesel's going to win this race. I don't know of a way to for myrnae to come back at this point.
Yeah, with to speak of there. Diesel heading to Aga 2 right now. There isn't really anything that could happen. I mean, it would take probably several deaths and falls on Ganon. And with Butter Sword and Silvers.
Double digits.
Yep.
We're talking about 2. Not the most friendly setup for Aga 2, but Diesel gets just misses getting the 2. Alright, Diesel takes care of Aga 2, no problem.
Now we'll take him on his way to the final fight. Which really, I mean, Red Mail, Butter Sword, Silvers, this is or no, sorry, not Red Mail. They had picked up Blue Mail. Why did I think they had seen Red Mail? Who knows? Because we've seen so many other items.
Diesel definitely does Diesel does have Red Mail.
Oh, okay, good. I thought that was the case. Yeah, this is gonna be a very comfortable fight.
And myrnae will be picking up Red Mail as well, as it was in the middle of Turtle Rock in a chest that you definitely check. Diesel also has a red potion, which he will use at this moment. Is that a triple?
I think so. I don't know.
Nope.
No,
it was just a
double. Yep.
Making sure the shovel's equipped for the victory. He runs in there with the shovel.
In the Triforce room. That's going to be GG for SDiezal.
All right, he has an official time of 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 59 seconds. Don't worry about the timer on his clock. It's a little behind. Aha! Got him! Says the Triforce. GG. Let's see if we can pull him in for an interview. This mostly came down to better routing. There's a couple of different decisions. You can always tell it is a it's been a great seed when almost every item on the tracker is filled.
Yeah, that's definitely a good sign.
Only thing that could have made this worse is if this was somehow required Aghanim, which it was about 2 chests from doing.
Yeah, it was very, very close to that.
The 2 hours and 20 minutes for its pedestal required is not a bad time. 2 hours and 60 minutes, you should say. Here, and meanwhile, still going through, we will stick with this as myrnae finishes up the seed.
Yeah, and while we're getting set up here to hopefully talk to SDiezal a bit, definitely want to mention again, if you enjoyed this race, be sure to give both these runners a follow. Doing an amazing job on a really rough seed. One of the rougher seeds I've seen in a while, and the roughest one I've seen in the tournament. Although there's a few I haven't seen. I'm sure there were some other rough ones, but this was a doozy. I do not.
This is the roughest seen in this tournament.
I do not envy either of them having to run.
And we're welcoming SDiezal here for an interview. Congratulations. Myrnae hits the escape latch, heading to go get. Oh, that's where Kate of Berna is. Trying to get Diesel in here. We're having some trouble getting his microphone working. Bear with us.
Oh, hello?
Hi!
There we go. Hey!
What's up, guys?
GG.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So where to even with that? How are you feeling?
Where to begin with this one?
Some seed, eh?
So I thought one of the worst things was the bow location. The bow location felt a little troll to me just because it was so close to Eastern. But
Yeah.
I think the second I found out this was a ped seed, everything was just like, okay, now everything makes sense, and why this is going to be a bad seed.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because even you could definitely have seeds that are not so stingy for so long that still end up being pedestal seeds. I think you can have generous seeds that turn out to be pedestal seeds, but this one was rough. I mean, this was rough from beginning to end.
Yeah, like no lie. It was almost like a hundo seed, but I think the hammer hiding behind what essentially was the mushroom, because the mushroom gave me the dang flute.
Yep.
That was really just icing on the cake there. And I think the other thing was I almost gambled Meyer before I went into it, and
Right.
I was like, there's only 2 locations in here, and I still have Pyramid Fairy, I still have Spike Cave. I might as well just go do this before I just hop in there. And what's really weird is everything that it took forever for me to get, I had pretty quick access to. I just didn't really put 2 and 2 together. Like Pyramid Fairy was available pretty early. We got the mushroom, I think, somewhat early. I actually can't remember where that one was, but if I just made those plays, they're just not the common plays that you would make in that situation.
Yeah, and I think mushroom. Mushroom was basement of Hera.
There you go.
Because of course it was. I forgot about that as well. But yeah, no, that's the seed. I think it was a lot of things out of the way and in locations that you never really want to see happening. I mean, you don't want to have to do a fetch quest. You certainly don't want to have to do a fetch quest you got out of the basement of Hera. I mean, it was just thing after thing. And also, I mean, were you for a while there thinking that you had an Egg Seed as well? Because we certainly were thinking that for a good hour, I think.
I was for a little bit.
Pretty close.
Yeah, like right around when I realized how long it's been that I have not found the hammer yet. And
yeah,
I was like, I have no access to the right side. This very well could be those really weird Aga seeds where you have no hammer and you have to do it just to get to the right side of Dark World.
and also I'm trying to remember now where Mirror was, because then that was required to get your mushroom and then flute and then hammer.
Yeah,
but I don't recall now. It's been so long. So much happened.
This was such a long seed. Yeah, I'm trying to remember things myself. The mirror was also in like a weird location as well.
Oh, Eastern Palace. Was it the big key chest? Right. Yeah, the chest.
Yes.
The chest that normally
Yeah.
gives the big key. Yeah. Yeah, which that was interesting that you both made the decision not to dip into there. Usually sort of when it happens in in standard routing, like usually people kind of include it in the light world checks. Which I think was interesting, but it made sense. You got that dark world access.
Yeah, I usually do make my rounds to that way at the start of seeds. I at least check the Saw Hut, and if I have to, because I'm right there, I'll just do Eastern.
Yeah.
But we had Dark World access so early, I just decided to plunge into that instead. And it kind of just set it up really weird in the beginning, because I didn't really have any direction. I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll see if I can find a sword in Thieves. All right, I didn't find anything in Thieves. Let me see if I can find a sword in Skull. I didn't find a sword in Skull. I'm like, well, there's 2 dungeons right there I can't even finish, but
yeah.
I checked them. And then I gambled Ice Palace early, hoping I'd find something there. Nothing good. Yeah, and I think really, yeah, it was like right around when I checked the pad is when it became a lot easier to kind of plan stuff out and what to do.
Yeah.
We were kind of theorizing that you probably felt behind most of the seed. I'm guessing that
the second that I checked the pad, I felt behind. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I kind of went into like, all right, where do I need to go now that I know this is going to be a pedestal seed?
myrnae still going through the left side of Ganon's tower. Not going to find a big key there, unfortunately.
Which was the other thing too. Right up until the end, doesn't give you the keys to go right side, so you have to go left side first.
I should have done Dark Magician strat right there. I was even thinking about it too. I'm like, man, what would Dark Magician do right now? He would go to the right, and I should have done it. But I was like, if this is on the tile room, I swear this will be the worst seed ever.
Yeah, and it was getting to that point, but honestly, I mean, it's still very well played for a seed like this.
I feel a little guilty because I was asked for predictions before the race, and I predicted a Jet seed.
Yeah, I really was hoping that we'd have something quick, and then, I mean, the slowest seed I've seen in my life. It was this was not set up to be a fast.
And when I made that prediction
race.
2 weeks ago, it seemed like it made sense, but
I have like really bad luck. I think this is like my this is like my fourth, maybe even my fifth pedestal seed in all of the tournaments I've done, dating back to last spring tournament.
Yeah.
I had a Samari on the ped seed there. I've had a hook shot on one. It's just been a nightmare for me.
Well, still well done. I don't know if there's anything else you want to say or anything else we have to ask. I mean, it was just, like we said, where do you even start with this seed?
Yeah.
There was a lot going on.
I want to note something here for myrnae.
Mm-hmm.
Short of, unless she doesn't pull up the ether medallion, she's gonna have every item in the game outside of hearts.
Yeah.
This does not surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Because the burner was in the bottom half of the laser bridge, and myrnae went from the safety valve.
Yeah, and I almost thought about doing what myrnae just did, was just doing tile room early, but God, that tile room just takes forever. I just did not feel like sitting through it.
She unfortunately ran out of time there on her torches.
I think this is a small bit of tilt going on.
Yeah, I mean, or just exhaustion with this seed. I could see you just being very tired. Oh, and the boots. I just heard bonging a moment ago. Made me think of the boots were a significant moment early on as well. Oh yeah, she picked up ether. That's every item.
That is every. that is 3 hearts from 100%.
Yeah, because we actually saw myrnae gamble on sort of taking the long walk over to Agana basically right away and picking up those boots.
Mira also did the tile room, so that was chest number 22. myrnae.
So yeah, it definitely, when we saw the boots in there, I mean, that was probably the first sign. We just didn't realize it. That was probably the first sign of what was happening in this seed, because it was just wild.
Yeah, exactly. That easy access boots, and that was like another moment where I thought I was behind, because I was like, you've got to be kidding me that the boots were sitting right here the whole time. And that's, what is it? Agnes Cave is usually a location I'll go early to, and I just decided not to for some reason. It's that early dark world access, man. It totally just messes up my routing.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna obviously finish up watching the rest of this. You're welcome to stick around if you want. If there's anything else you want to say about the seed or anything like that, we're watching myrnae finish up here. I think you're watching now too, right? Did you say? SDiezal?
Oh, am I there?
I don't know. I couldn't hear you. I wasn't sure. Couldn't hear you.
I'm having weird mic issues.
I gotcha.
But yeah, no, I'll stick around to the end to speak to myrnae after we're done. And...
Yeah, there's no other race going on, so we really don't have a time limit. This isn't a multi-use channel. This is explicitly for Link to the Past. Here they having more than enough keys. Continue. Handles the whiz robes. Well done. Myrnae not getting the best of luck with dashes across these bridges.
Yeah, unfortunately those guards can be a bit unpredictable.
Yeah, they happen to be facing you, and they happen to be at the right spot. It's just some bad luck.
Was myrnae able to check the pedestal kind of like conveniently, or did it like come down to like last spot?
She checked it earlier than last spot. It wasn't super convenient for routing, but it was, I think, a point when you have the book and you start saying, "Man, I kind of need to know if I need to do these dungeons."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting spot because she could have easily. The position she was in, a lot of people might not have checked it. I mean, like when you checked it was kind of the ideal time, and it took her a little bit longer to check it, but we were worried she wasn't going to at all, and then it was, and that was going to send her seriously off course.
Yeah, there's always that off chance where you'll just completely forget it too.
It didn't in the end matter that much, considering where the Cane of Samaria wound up being.
Right, yeah, and I always say, like, it's always like the first thing I look at. If Turtle Rock is a crystal and you don't have the ice rod, then Pedestal is like always in play. It's like the one item that could be on there in a ton of situations. And I definitely had to go like a little bit out of my way to check it too. Yeah,
and that's the tricky thing with it being ice rod, is that you could you could clear so much before even realizing that that is a possibility, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
You could basically just end up having cleared everything and then be sitting, you know, on Laser Bridge, and then realizing that that's where you need to go. So.
Yeah, Ice Rod used to like to show up on the Laser Bridge a lot. But yeah, I'm just lucky we got Book, because, I mean, all the Pinned Dungeons were set up to be done pretty easily anyways, but a blind pull is always a pretty big gamble.
Myrnae's dropping down into the Ganon fight again. Probably one of the few things that feels nice. This.
Yep, being kitted out with everything. No one's gonna not find the arrows when you put it in the third chest in the game. Just misses. I believe she has a blue potion or two.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, always just slightly to the left, unfortunately, but this one should land. Oh, so close. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Whew. Almost falling into the hole, but has that blue potion now.
Almost getting dead, too.
It should be one hit left.
No!
Oh my god. Oh, my heart cannot handle this right now.
Finish this. Send us home.
Here we go. There it is. There it is. Oh, two very close falls there. Close to falling there. Whew. That's going to be GG for Myrnae.
And Myrnae will finish with an official Speed Racing TV time of 2 hours, 40 minutes, and 19 seconds. Got him. Doing Red Myrnae. Oh, speed up button for the end. Myrnae second. I do not see Myrnae on Discord.
Let me take a peek. Oh, actually, it looks like she's there. I'm going to pull her in. Yeah. Oh, she's in the waiting room. There we go.
I got
Myrnae, GG.
Congratulations.
Hold on, I can't hear you. Give me 1 second. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, sorry
Hey.
about that.
No problem. GG.
I don't think I deserve a GG on that one.
That was a seed from heck.
Yeah, that was not an easy seed by any means. That was kind of brutal. So, what would you? Where do you want to start? What are your thoughts?
Honestly, like the beginning, I felt really good. I'm like, okay, I have a plan. I know where I want to go. And I just kind of followed along. There was a couple times I'm like, okay, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. But I got so upset with myself, as I'm sure you guys saw, when I realized where that cane was. And I was so mad.
Yeah,
that cane was absolutely brutal. The cane was actually, I think it was my go mode item. Yeah, it was like the last item I needed. I found it.
Oh, it was the same for me. And it was funny because I felt like if I would have put the crystals a little bit more correctly, because I just kind of threw them up on my tracker, you know, okay, this is a crystal, this is a pendant, without actually putting which ones were the red crystals. If I would have done that, I think I would have done a little bit better, thinking, oh yeah, okay, I have these, let me go check that fairy real quick. But, you know, hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, we were thinking that you might have forgotten that Pyramid Fairy was open, and I think if you had gone for that and gotten Red Cane before doing some of the few dungeons you did before, you actually probably would have had a good chance at sort of closing the gap. Diesel was in the lead at that point, but I think you could have then sort of go-moded Ice and, you know, gone through a few things a bit faster than Diesel had done, and that would have sort of gotten you a little bit closer.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, and as you can tell, I don't do vanilla Ice very often because I completely forgot how to do that puzzle, which is why I left there when I was like, okay, well, I don't have any potions anyway, let me go get some magic, let me get some potions, and let me come back to do it, and let me go ahead and do the bomb jump, because I completely spaced on how to do it.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, it's never necessarily something you want to do anyway. It's kind of a pain, but I can definitely see in that situation, having remembered it probably would have been helpful, or having known how to do that would have been helpful. But it is kind of an annoying sort of big walk around through the dungeon. Yeah,
most definitely. And then I was like, okay, well, the Red Cane's not in here. I finished up my overworld stuff, not remembering the Fat Fairy. And I'm like, okay, well, it has to be a Mire. This thing has to be a Mire. And then I finished it up, opened up the last chapter. I was like, okay, this is the cane. This is the cane. Open it up, and it was like a key. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But GG to my opponent, SDiezal. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. That was a fantastic race. Your time is amazing, and I mean, just congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, this was not an easy one at all. So GG just for finishing this one.
Yeah, well, I try not to give up.
No, and you honestly, you both did a great job, and even in we were saying to Diesel just a moment ago, even in the beginning, I mean, this was kind of a rough seed from beginning to end. So I think we were maybe an hour in, and we're sitting here thinking, is this an egg seed? Like, what's happening? The game's barely giving them anything. And so it was kind of a non-stop. I think we were kind of like, oh, Fire Rod is the escape item. That's all right. And I think that might have been the last time we said anything about it was even kind of okay. And then the rest of it was just, no, what is happening?
I saw the Fire Rod. I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. Gotta kind of watch my monitor. But this is a great start. And they kept going. I'm like,
that sounds very accurate.
Yeah. But yeah, again, GG to both of you. I think, unless there's anything else you want to add, I think we're good to wrap up here.
No, just GG again to Myrna. That was a really good run, a really good race for a pedestal seed. Even though it was terrible, it was still a really good race.
Yeah, GG. The only thing I wish, it kind of sounds silly. I kind of wish I would have got Lantern a little bit later because I've really been practicing my dark rooms and I kind of wanted to show it up.
we were talking.
Yep.
And I saw some people in chat talking about that as well, saying like Myrnae's been practicing dark rooms, and then we found the lamp.
Yeah, but once again, GG Diesel. Good luck in the next round. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, GG. Good luck in the next round, and thank you guys for commentary. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. And with that, we're going to wrap up. We remind everybody to follow the runners. Listen in chat if you're not looking at chat. Twitch.tv/SDiezal and Twitch.tv/MYRNAE. Also, please do follow our tracker. That is Twitch.tv/Carissa, Karisa, and as always, follow the restreamer as well, Twitch.tv/Iceman_F1, and my excellent, awesome co-commentator, Twitch.tv/IBazly, IBAZLY.
And my fantastic co-commentator, Twitch.tv/RidleyDragon. Thank you so much. It's been a joy.
Thank you. Stay tuned tomorrow. Lots of racing going on tomorrow and Sunday. Very exciting. Have a good night.